I'm Ivy, and I should have known my sister Madison would find a way to ruin the happiest day of my life. I just didn't expect her to go this far. Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention. Madison's voice cut through the reception hall as she grabbed the microphone from the DJ during my maid of honor speech. I have a special announcement. My husband Ryan squeezed my hand. What's she doing? He whispered. I have no idea, I said, my stomach dropping. Madison beamed at the crowd. Well, we're all here celebrating love. I have some exciting news of my own. Brad proposed last night, and we're engaged. The room erupted in confused applause. My jaw dropped. And the best part? Madison continued, holding up her phone. Ivy and Ryan were so generous. They gave us their honeymoon tickets to Bora Bora. We're leaving tomorrow. What? I stood up so fast my chair fell backward. Ryan, did you... I didn't give her anything, Ryan said, his face darkening. I rushed to Madison as she descended from the stage. Madison, what are you talking about? Those tickets aren't yours. Oh, come on, Ivy, she said, waving her hand dismissively. You've had the spotlight all day. Can't you be happy for me? Happy for you stealing my honeymoon? My voice was shaking. Stealing? Don't be dramatic, Madison rolled her eyes. Mom said you wouldn't mind sharing. Mom said what? I looked around frantically. Where's Mom? My mother appeared beside me. Ivy, honey, calm down. People are staring. Did you tell Madison she could take our honeymoon tickets? I demanded. Of course not. Mom looked shocked. Madison, what did you do? I just thought since Ivy and Ryan can go anytime, Brad and I could use them now, Madison said. Brad's been so stressed at work, and I wanted to surprise him. Ryan joined us, holding his phone. Ivy, check your email. The airline just sent a confirmation for a name change on our tickets. I pulled out my phone with trembling hands. There it was. An email confirming the transfer of our tickets from Ivy and Ryan Miller to Madison Hayes and Brad Foster. Departure, tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. How did you do this? I asked Madison. These tickets require ID verification and... I used your laptop last week when I came over to help with wedding prep, Madison said, shrugging. Your email was already open, and I know your passwords. We're sisters, remember? You committed fraud, Ryan said flatly. Madison laughed. Oh, please, Ryan. It's just a family thing. Besides, the tickets are already transferred. There's nothing you can do about it now. Get out, I said quietly. What? Get out of my wedding. Now. Madison's face flushed. You're being ridiculous. I'm your sister. You're a thief, I said. Security! 2 venue staff members approached. Madison looked around at the guests watching us. Fine, she shouted. I was trying to do something nice, but apparently you can't handle anyone else being happy. Come on, Brad, we're leaving. She stormed out with her confused fiancé trailing behind her. Mom touched my arm. Ivy, sweetie, I'm so sorry. I had no idea she'd... It's not your fault, Mom. I took a deep breath. But this isn't over. Ryan, we need to call the airline right now. Already on it, he said, dialing. And first thing Monday morning, we're calling the police. Monday morning, I sat in my kitchen with Ryan and my mom. The airline says they can't reverse the transfer without both parties agreeing, Ryan said, hanging up his phone. And Madison's already checked in for the flight. She's actually going? Mom asked, horrified. She texted me this morning. I showed them my phone. Thanks for the wedding gift, sis. Bora Bora is amazing. That's it, Ryan said. We're calling Detective Sarah Chen. She handled that identity theft case for my company last year. An hour later, Detective Chen sat across from us in our living room, taking notes. Walk me through exactly what happened, she said. I explained the wedding disruption and the ticket theft. She accessed my email without permission, used my credit card information to process the transfer, and forged my digital signature. That's identity theft, wire fraud, and consumer fraud, Detective Chen said. Do you have documentation? I printed everything. Ryan handed her a folder. The original ticket purchase, the unauthorized transfer confirmation, Madison's text messages, admitting she used Ivy's laptop and passwords. And here's the credit card statement, I added. She charged the $500 transfer fee to my card. Mom spoke up. Detective, there's something else. This isn't the first time Madison's done something like this. Mom, what do you mean? I asked. Remember when your wedding gift registry suddenly had items marked as purchased that you never received? Mom's voice was strained. Madison returned those items for store credit and used it to buy herself things. What? I felt like I'd been punched. I confronted her, but she said it was just borrowing, Mom continued. I'm so sorry, Ivy. I should have told you immediately. Detective Chen leaned forward. How much are we talking about? The registry shows $3,200 worth of items returned, Mom said quietly. So we're looking at over $3,700 in theft, Detective Chen calculated. That's grand theft. Mrs. Hayes, are you willing to provide a statement? Absolutely, Mom said firmly. I'm done protecting Madison from consequences. Good. Detective Chen stood up. I need you to gather everything. Every text message, every email, your laptop's access logs, credit card statements, and registry documentation. I recorded the whole reception, Ryan said. I have her announcement and the conversation afterward on video. Perfect. Detective Chen handed me her card. Don't contact Madison directly. Anything you say to her could compromise the investigation. What happens next? I asked. I'll review the evidence and present it to the district attorney, she explained. Based on what you've told me, we have solid grounds for multiple felony charges. After Detective Chen left, Mom broke down crying. I'm so sorry, Ivy. I knew Madison was jealous of you, but I never thought she'd go this far. Jealous of me? Why? You've always been the responsible one, Mom said. Good grades, good job, good marriage. Madison struggled. When you got engaged to Ryan, she told me she felt like you were rubbing your happiness in her face. I know you didn't, sweetie, but Madison sees everything as a competition. Ryan wrapped his arm around me. Well, she's about to have something Ivy doesn't have, a criminal record. 7 days later, Madison walked into Mom's house where we'd arranged to meet. She was tan and glowing, completely unaware of what was waiting for her. That trip was incredible, she gushed. You guys are going to love... Wait, why are you all looking at me like that? Detective Chen stepped out from the kitchen. Madison Hayes? Madison's smile vanished. Who are you? Detective Sarah Chen, Metro Police Department. I need to ask you some questions about the unauthorized access and transfer of airline tickets belonging to Ivy and Ryan Miller. I told you. Ivy gave me those tickets, Madison said, but her voice wavered. That's interesting, Detective Chen said, pulling out a tablet. Because I have your text message here, where you wrote, I used your laptop last week when I came over. Your email was already open, and I know your passwords. That's not permission, Madison. That's unauthorized access. Madison looked at me. Ivy, come on. Don't do this. We're sisters. You stole from me, I said evenly. Multiple times. I was going to pay you back. When? Ryan demanded. Before or after you returned $3,200 worth of wedding gifts and kept the money? Madison's face went pale. How did you... Mom, did you tell them? I told them the truth, Mom said quietly. Madison, you also charged the $500 transfer fee to Ivy's credit card without authorization, Detective Chen continued. That's credit card fraud. And you forged her digital signature. That's identity theft. This is insane! Madison's voice rose. Brad, say something! I'd almost forgotten Brad was there, standing in the corner looking shell-shocked. Madison, Brad said slowly, did you actually steal from your sister? I didn't steal, You accessed her computer without permission, used her credit card, forged her signature, and took tickets that cost $6,000, Brad said. That's stealing, Madison. We were going to pay her back, Madison insisted. We? Brad's voice went cold. I had no idea those tickets weren't yours. You told me Ivy gave them to us as an engagement gift. She should have. She has everything. A perfect wedding, a perfect husband, a perfect life. Why couldn't she share? Because they're her things, Brad shouted. My God, Madison, I thought I knew you. Mr. Foster, you're not implicated in this, Detective Chen said. Our investigation shows you had no knowledge of the fraud. I'm breaking up with you, Brad said to Madison. He pulled the engagement ring off her finger. We're done. Brad, wait! Madison reached for him, but he was already walking out. She turned to me, tears streaming down her face. Ivy, please, don't let them arrest me. I'll pay you back, I swear. You had a week in Bora Bora to think about what you did, I said. You posted photos with captions like, best sister ever. You didn't feel guilty. You fed triumphant. Madison Hayes, Detective Chen said formally. You're under arrest for identity theft, computer fraud, wire fraud, and grand theft. You have the right to remain silent. As Detective Chen placed her in handcuffs, Madison looked at Mom. Mom, please, tell them I didn't mean it. Mom wiped her eyes. You meant it, Madison. You've always meant it. And now you have to face the consequences. 3 months later, I sat in the courtroom between Ryan and Mom as Judge Reynolds looked down at Madison from the bench. Miss Hayes, you've pleaded guilty to 1 count of identity theft, 1 count of wire fraud, and 1 count of grand theft, the judge said. Does the defense wish to speak before sentencing? Madison's public defender stood. Your Honor, my client deeply regrets her actions. Judge Reynolds looked at Madison. Miss Hayes, do you wish to address the court? Madison stood, mascara running down her face. Your Honor, I made a terrible mistake. I was jealous of my sister, and I acted impulsively. Can't I just do community service? I promise I've learned my lesson. Miss Hayes, Judge Reynolds said sternly, you didn't act impulsively. You premeditated these crimes over several weeks. You accessed your sister's computer, her email, her financial information. You forged her signature. And when confronted at her wedding, you showed no remorse. You went on the stolen vacation and posted about it on social media. I was scared, Madison cried. I didn't know what else to do. You could have apologized, the judge replied. You could have returned the tickets. Instead, you celebrated your theft publicly. I'm sentencing you to 3 years in state prison, followed by 2 years of supervised probation. You're ordered to pay full restitution of $9,700 to the victims. Additionally, you're prohibited from contacting Ivy or Ryan Miller. 3 years? Madison gasped. That's not fair. Ivy, tell him. Tell him you forgive me. I looked at her and said nothing. Bailiff, please escort Miss Hayes, the judge said. No, wait. Ivy, please, Madison struggled. I'm your sister. You can't do this to me. Mom, say something. Mom's voice was steady. You did this to yourself, Madison. You're all horrible, Madison screamed. I'll never forgive any of you. Outside the courthouse, Mom turned to me. She said she'd never forgive us. The irony. Are you okay, Mom? I asked. I am, actually, she said. For the first time in years, I feel like I did the right thing. Ryan's phone rang. It's Detective Chen. He answered, listened, then looked at us. Madison already violated the no-contact order. She had someone text Ivy from prison. My phone buzzed. I read aloud. Ivy, please, I'm so sorry. Can we talk when I get out? Block and report, Detective Chen said, walking up behind us. I blocked the number. Done. 2 weeks later, Mom called. Madison's parole hearing was denied. Already? I asked. She sent a letter claiming she was wrongly convicted, Mom explained. Earliest possible release is 2 years with good behavior. She tried contacting you again? 4 times, Mom confirmed. Different numbers each time. I block and report them all. Good, I said. She also sent me a letter, Mom continued. Mom, please convince Ivy to drop the restitution order. I can't afford it. Please help me. What did you tell her? Nothing, Mom said firmly. I didn't respond. She stole from you, and she's paying it back. I'm proud of you, Mom. Last night, another message came through. I showed Ryan. It's from Madison. Ivy, I know I messed up, but family is supposed to forgive each other. When I get out, can we start over? Prison has changed me. What do you think? Ryan asked. I think she's learned to say what people want to hear, I replied. But her actions show she hasn't changed. Are you going to respond? No, I said, blocking the number. She had every chance to make things right. Do you ever feel guilty? Ryan asked. Never, I said. She betrayed me on my wedding day. She stole from us repeatedly. Some things are unforgivable. So, Ryan said, are you excited? We leave for Bora Bora in 3 days. With new passwords on everything? I smiled. With new passwords on everything, he confirmed. This morning, Mom came over. Are you sure you're okay with me staying here? Of course, Mom, I said. I just don't want you to resent me for what Madison did. Mom, I don't resent you, I assured her. You did the right thing. If she contacts me while you're gone, block and report, I said. Ryan came downstairs with our luggage. Ready for paradise? More than ready, I said. There's no redemption arc here. No tearful reconciliation. No forgiveness. Madison made her choices, and now she's living with them. Behind bars, where she belongs. And me? I'm living my best life, the one she tried to steal and couldn't. Have you ever had someone close to you betray your trust in a way that seemed unforgivable? What would you have done if someone hijacked your special moment for their own gain? Like and subscribe for more stories about people who refused to be victims and fought back the right way.